and ask you, are you being groomed in a relationship for love bombing, spirit breaking, and abandonment? Not quite sure what I'm talking about? Let me ask you some questions. Do you feel disoriented, demeaned, diminished, and devalued in your marriage or in your relationship? Constantly, not constantly, but just kind of flickers off and on. Do you often feel like you don't know who's being presented to you, that the person has more than one personality? You just don't know what kind of bag they're going to come out of from one day to the next. One more question. Do you find yourself feeling like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, but you just don't know why? You have this, you just have this feeling because on the surface, everything seems okay. But then, sometimes, it's even great, especially when you're out in public, things are perfect. But when you get home, there's this dark cloud and moodiness. And if you answer yes to these questions, then most likely you're in a relationship with a narc. Yes, the dreaded N word, the deceptive, destructive, manipulative narcissist. Would you like to learn 9 red flags and 8 steps to recovery from the narc? If you've never had this situation, would you like to learn how to avoid being in this destructive cycle and how to protect yourself and your loved ones? My book, Hidden in Plain Sight, does just that. It exposes the 9 red flags. It exposes the hidden abuse, the psychological, spiritual, financial abuse, and often physical. And it exposes the narcs hiding places in the bushes. Let me tell you, just a couple of years ago, I was what I call kicked from a cliff. And while I was looking one way, taking care of family, working, volunteering in the community, I was kicked from a cliff and I was free falling. And my life was passing before my eyes. Everything came crashing down on me. And all those voices in the back of my mind came to the front. That is what it feels like when your life has been hit by a tornado of narcissistic destruction. And I was free falling. And I was thinking to myself, you about to hit the ground and land flat as a pancake. This is going to be the end of you. But with the seconds to spare, I just had seconds to spare. And just as the creator would have it, I hit the ground and landed on my book. You have no idea what type of power and resilience you have until something like this happens to you and you think, this is going to be the end of me. And it will, because you're never going to be the same person again, but you're going to be better. What feels like the breaking of you is just the creator's making of you. He has to strip away everything that you know, everything that you felt, everything that you leaned on, so you can see that you can stand on your own 2 feet and be better for it. The creator must disassemble you and reassemble you into the powerful person that you were meant to be. I don't want you to find yourself free falling from a cliff like I did. I want you to grow wings that you never knew you had. I want you to soar off that cliff. I want you to be prepared to take flight. You will find your space in life. You will find your footing, and you will be powerful. Now, if the narc has it their way, they want to make you blame yourself for everything that has happened. And that is just their strategy, to keep you in a smoky, hazy fog, confused, disoriented. So by the time you realize what's happening, they're gone like an F5 tornado in the night, destroying everything and everyone in their path, never to be seen again. Why? Because at the very root of the narc, underneath the hate, the rage, the disdain, the low self-esteem, let me tell you, underneath all of that is a coward. Okay? And you have never been truly hated until you have been loved by the narc. Let me say it again for the people in the back. You have not been truly hated until you have been loved by the narc. But let me tell you this. We're going to lift that fog. We have to really open our eyes and recognize it for what it is. It's a predatory relationship. If you do your homework, you will find that the narc does the same thing everywhere they go, over and over again, right? That's the only good thing about the narc, is that they're predictable and they're not very creative. And once you learn their habits, once you learn the flags, you will never forget it. We have to make sure that we heal ourselves after this type of experience, because the narc will infect your life mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And we have to seek healing in all those areas. We have to conduct triage on ourselves and our families and even our friends, because the narc will groom everyone around you to isolate you and to make sure you have no safe spaces. They will groom you, your parents, your siblings, the children, the dog, the cat, the mailman. They will groom the neighbors, the coworkers. So you have to make sure that you create a safe space for yourself. And you have to make sure that you heal and seek professional help for mental, physical, spiritual, and financial growth and development, for your restoration. And for a time, you will feel very low. You'll be at a point where you feel like you have hit rock bottom. But the good thing is about rock bottom, you can't fall off the floor. The only way you have to go is up. And you're going to do that. You're going to get up. You're going to brush yourself off. You're going to restore your life back to normalcy. That is called resilience, by the way. And you're going to help others by sharing the information that you've learned about the narc, because the narc counts on us being quiet, and you're going to help others by sharing the information, evaluating, and elevating yourself and elevating others. This is called post-traumatic growth. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you about what I know and what I experienced, okay? And if I can do it, you can do it too. I want you to join me also on April 4th at 7 p.m. I'm going to be speaking with 3 very dynamic brothers. They're going to talk about my book, Hidden in Plain Sight. They're going to talk about this narcissism and abandonment in the community. And they're going to talk about why they feel that this book is important for men. It's for men who have mothers, daughters, sisters, nieces that they want to protect from the predators that lurk around every corner. If you are a man and you want to prevent your family, community, your mosque, your church, your synagogue from being infected by these predators, then this conversation and this book is for you. You can watch the full conversation at my official Facebook page, author Kalima Overton Amin. You can watch the full conversation at YouTube and a portion of it on TikTok. Get the invite and join us on Thursday, April 4th at 7 p.m. I'm going to put it in the link. It's going to be Eastern time. See what these men have to say. I have Hassan Clay. He's a marriage and family counselor. Abridge Arias. He's a business and personal life coach, and he's a mentor. And last but not least, James Slim Overton. No, we are not related. We did try to look it up, but we just have to be play cousins. Slim is the host of Portsmouth Coffee Talk Radio. So join me with these dynamic brothers. We're going to spill the tea. They're going to be upfront. If you know them, you know that they hold no punches. They're going to be very direct. They're going to tell me what they loved about my book, and they're going to tell me what they wish they had seen in the book and what they would like to see in a part 2. You don't want to miss this conversation. They would tell me what men can do on both sides of this issue, and they will also tell me how the book made them feel, because it is not a male bashing book. It is very much a book for men and for women. It's available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google, iTunes, Kindle. Get your copy before the conversation. Know that your voice is powerful, and let's get healed together.